Welcome, wrestling fans, to another edition of Wrestle Talk. I'm the host with the most, Joe Lance. Here's my co-host, JB. Tell him what's up.
What's going on, guys?
Man, last night we had a great time.
Hell of a time.
It was awesome.
We went to Monday Night Raw live. We witnessed all the events that took place throughout the night. I had a great time, man.
I had a good time.
It's always fun to be in the atmosphere of the wrestling spirit, you know, because a lot of people, they go there because they're wrestling fans, you know, well, obviously, but, I mean, when people dress up as in costumes and all that stuff, it just makes you kind of feel like at home, because a lot of people, they discriminate on wrestling because they think it's fake or whatever, but, you know, I enjoy it. It's like a male soap opera, and witnessing it live is one of the greatest things you could ever experience, you know, especially if you're a fan. You got the fan participation, you get to see things live, you know, especially at pay-per-view. We didn't attend the pay-per-view, we attended the Raw, but just as good as in my opinion. You know,
Yeah.
I had a hell of a time.
I had a good time. The seats, you know, I was kind of mad about the seats. You know, you had limited view seats. We paid $45 for the seats, and the only video that they had was the Titantron, which we happened to be pretty much behind the Titantron. So that means we couldn't see any of the backstage segments or anything. So I mean, kind of.
Yeah, that was kind of iffy, you know, with the missing all the backstage interviews and stuff, because it kind of threw you off track. But I mean, you could hear them, but that's not the same as hearing and seeing them.
Exactly.
So I feel like we were like the 10% that didn't get to see the Titantron. But you know, I went and watched Raw, and I downloaded it when I got home, and so I could hear the commentary, because I don't know how many of you guys have been to a live event, but when you witness a wrestling event live, you don't get to see the commentary, so you missed out on JBL, Michael Cole, and Jerry Lawler, well, we missed out on, which is the current lineup for commentary, which I enjoy, because JBL, I mean, he smiles at the camera a lot, which makes me feel a little bit awkward, but he's a hell of an athlete, man. He's a self-made millionaire, done wrote a book. If you ever want to learn a little bit about money, read JBL's book, because him and his wife done got books. His wife, she ain't famous for nothing. Except being JBL's wife. She got a book out. Yeah. Check it out. And you might learn a little something.
And the other thing that made me mad was they had the debut of the Wyatt family, and of course these idiot fans had, I believe somebody called them Baltimoreans.
I like that.
Had to start the Husky Harris chant.
You know, that sets me off, man, because when you have such an anticipated stable ready to debut with talent, I mean, I'd say like at least 90% of those people have no idea who anyone but Bray Wyatt is, other than because of the promos. You know? They probably don't watch NXT. They probably just watch what they can catch on Mondays and Fridays. Yeah. You know, or Sundays occasionally with the pay-per-views. But the Wyatt family debut, I wasn't disappointed with the debut. I'll give you that much. I was disappointed in the crowd, which we were in. Yes. But we weren't chanting Husky Harris. No. We were not chanting Husky Harris. I found that to be sickening, and just, it kind of takes away from the wrestling aspect, you know? When you're building up the debut of a stable that has, you know, controversy behind them, they could do so many great things, and then to have the fans just yell out Husky Harris, it's kind of sickening. It's no different from when the fans yell out Goldberg when Ryback comes out, you know? That's got to set him off a little bit.
Sure, I mean,
Goldberg is a good athlete. Don't get me wrong. I was a fan of Goldberg when I was young. I mean, I think we just passed the 15th anniversary a couple days ago when he took the title from Hollywood Hogan.
I remember that.
And I can't believe that was 15 years ago.
I know. I can't believe that was actually on a Monday Nitro.
Monday Night
That
Show.
was not a
right.
pay-per-view. That was one of the
That was the main event of that Nitro.
That was one of the things that killed WCW, doing stuff like that. Like, that should have been a pay-per-view match, hands down.
But, I mean, I can't even remember what the pay-per-view was after that. What was the pay-per-view
I
for that
don't remember.
month? No, I don't either. Goes to show you how irrelevant WCW was. I mean,
Exactly.
they had some good matches, but mainly because of the athletes they had on there. I mean, once Vince Russo took hold and started using all these gimmick athletes,
I mean,
kind of died down.
You know, so much contributed to WCW's demise. The contract that Scott Hall and Kevin Nash was given was just ridiculous.
Oh,
The contract of they are to be the highest paid wrestlers in WCW. No wrestler was allowed to make more money than them. Why is Scott Hall getting paid more money than any other wrestler in WCW?
The only thing that I can make of that is that they got paid more because they came from WWE and WCW was their competition, you know what I mean? So it's like you're paying these two, I wouldn't even consider them top athletes at the time.
No.
In the WWE, when Scott Hall and Kevin Nash went to Nitro, the top athletes in WWE were like Bret Hart, Undertaker, Sid, you know, Vader. He's never really been a top athlete. He's never even held the WWE championship before.
No, but he's held the WCW.
Oh yeah, definitely. Him and Cactus Jack had a couple good feuds, man.
He's the one that caused Cactus Jack to lose some of his ear.
Yeah. I was reading back. It was Vader versus Stan Henson. And Stan Henson knocked his eye out of the socket. And he finished that match with his eye out of the socket. It's on YouTube if you want to look it up.
That's crazy.
It's on YouTube if you guys want to look it up. Vader versus Stan Henson. You'll see it. It's definitely noticeable. So, I mean, if you want a little bit of wrestling history from back in the day, go check that match out. You will see how much of a competitor Vader is. He's pretty tough, man. I like Vader. I mean, he's got, you know, the Vader bomb. It's not the best finisher, you know, but I mean, you know, people like Cesaro. I love Cesaro. One hell of an athlete. His finisher though just doesn't look like it would finish somebody.
His new, you know, his new gimmick with Zeb Coulter and Jack Swagger. I think that's really that was a really smart move, because they at the time before that they kind of started to get away from Antonio Cesaro.
Well, they were doing real good with him when he had the United States Championship. You know, he was holding it for weeks and weeks. Tore the Miz up. Remember when he was slinging the Miz into the guardrail? Like, and I don't even know what you would call that move.
Yeah.
But he was slinging him into the guardrail. And then all of a sudden, who did he lose it to? Was it Kofi? Who was it?
Kofi.
Was it Kofi? He lost the title to Kofi, and who's the United States champion right now? Is it
United States champion right now is Dean Ambrose.
Dean Ambrose? That's right.
Yep.
And he won it from Kofi, right?
He won it from
Kofi. But when Kofi took that, I was a little disappointed because it was almost like they took away Cesaro's push. And he's such a great athlete. He can pretty much do just about anything other than like high aerial. I mean, he's got some top rope moves, but when it comes to the high aerial moves, kind of like Sin Cara or those luchadors, you know, which you kind of expect with the weight difference, you know. But I mean, Rey Mysterio's still been doing it.
Now, going back to the Wyatt family, do you think that Kane could be the next inductee to the Wyatt family, or do you think that they just did that to maybe take his spot at Money in the Bank?
I think that in the storyline, they're going to have Kane be injured, and they're going to have Bray Wyatt take his spot in
Money in the Bank.
Which one? Is that a Raw Money in the Bank? So that's the one with RVD, right?
Yeah.
Which throws it up even more on who I'm going to think is going to win, because I feel like they're going to take Kane out of it because the Wyatt family done effed him up, and they're going to put Bray Wyatt in there. And if they're pushing the stable so hard, you know, why wouldn't they just let him win it? I mean, they let Curtis Axel have the title.
Mm-hmm.
They let Sheamus have the title when he came around, when he fought John Cena at TLC. What was it, 2010?
Yep.
Or 2011? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it was
10.
10, yeah.
Yeah, 10. Because it had Jericho versus DX on there, right? And they lost the title, and that made me mad because I hate DX. I hate modern DX.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels. I hate Shawn Michaels ever since he started wearing those stupid, you know, he stopped wearing tights. He started wearing pants.
Yeah.
And I haven't liked Shawn Michaels since then. I mean, he's fun to watch, and I respect him for what he does and the things he can do in that ring, but I just not a fan of him when he's wearing that camo stuff, man.
Yeah.
I'd rather see the Heartbreak Kid, man. That's not Heartbreak Kid to me.
Yeah. I'm telling you, every time that they played RVD's music last night, I was thinking, is he going to come out? Is he going to come out? But it was another thing.
When Randy Orton was in the ring and they played that little segment that had Stone Cold's music, and Randy Orton went, I was like, oh man, and then they trolled us.
Like I was sure at the end when Daniel Bryan was reaching up to grab the Money in the Bank, I was like, at this moment, RVD's music is going to hit and he's going to come running out. But it didn't happen. It should have. Should have.
You would think that the Raw before Money in the Bank, someone would return. Whether it be RVD, you know, they could have saved his whole announcement, had him return last night, F up Daniel Bryan at the top of the ladder, give him the frog splash off the top of the ladder, hold the Money in the Bank.
Bam.
Yeah.
Done.
Golden WWE. What are you doing? Hire me. Let us write for this.
The one thing that we forgot to talk about is that a new sign back there?
Oh, that's our new Wrestle Talk
That's
sign.
our new Wrestle Talk.
Right there. That's our new logo.
Oh my goodness.
You might notice it from Raw, maybe not. We definitely had the CM Punk signs on Raw, so we're going to use that as our main logo from now on.
Exactly.
We're going to try to edit it in, try to step it up, try to step Wrestle Talk up a notch.
Now we got that, so now next
we're on Ring 1 right now. We're trying to step it up to the next one and just keep going from
the
there.
next thing we're going to have to do is find a way to get some sort of entrance music, an entrance video.